Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new here. So for today's video, oh my god, I have so much makeup sitting in front of me because we are doing top 3 in every single category, and I kind of just changed it up a little bit because, well, I have too many favorites. So we're just gonna go ahead and dive right on in, grab a snack, grab a drink, because it's gonna be a long one. Alrighty guys, so I've been seeing everybody do this trend for a while now. I saw Morgan Turner do it, I saw Laura Lee do it, and I know it's been around for a couple of years, and I thought, why not do it myself? Because I thought it'd be kind of cool to sit back, relax, and kind of talk to you guys about my favorite products and kind of why they are my favorite products in those categories. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the base. So my first thing I ever start off with is like a skincare moisturizer situation. So this isn't necessarily a primer, it's more of a skincare product, but we kind of use this as a primer, so we're gonna not count it as a primer because then I exceed 3 items. But it's also like a skincare product, and it's also going to be a mix of drugstore and high-end in here as well, because I do love a lot of drugstore makeup, but I also love a lot of high-end makeup too. So starting off with the skincare category, I only have one. It is the Glow Recipe. This is the Strawberry BHA Pore Smoothing Blur Drops. I have talked to you guys about this so much. I mean, so much since I first tried it. At first, you guys know I absolutely hated this product, but I love it. I think it's absolutely incredible, especially if really oily skin like myself. This is such an incredible product. It does nothing. It does literally nothing for the pores. But I don't know, there's something about it that just really helps to lock in that moisturizer and make your makeup last all day, and really helps to contain the oil. So this is definitely a must-have. Mine's almost empty, and I'm definitely going to go buy another one because I need to. Okay, so moving on to the primer category, I do want to start by saying that if you guys are new here, I have really oily skin, and I just did a video on my channel where I did half dewy, half matte, so you guys can really see the difference between dewy products on my face versus matte products on my face and how well my oil holds up. Spoiler alert! The dewy side was, she was something. So a lot of the base products I'm going to be recommending to you guys are more geared towards oily skin. I do apologize. I feel so bad because I've been asked so many times, so what do you recommend for dry skin? I'm not the person to ask. I know that Teresa's Dead has dry skin and Morgan Turner has dry skin. I think Angelica Nefix has a mix of combo to dry. She does a little oily sometimes. Heather's oily like myself. I think Leah, she's dry. So there's like definitely so many other amazing content creators out there who do have dry skin, which would be more catered towards you. I have very oily, so I cannot recommend you anything that's not for oily skin, because I don't know what it's like to have dry skin, and I don't know what products work best. So I'm so sorry. So these are kind of geared more towards oily skin right here. So up first, my number one favorite primer. I mean, like literally, I have talked to you guys about this for the last year for the most part. It is the Milk Makeup Pore Eclipsing Mattifying Primer. This is my absolute favorite primer. I wear this every single day that I wear makeup. I mean, obviously the days I don't wear makeup, I'm not putting it on, but the days that I do, I can't go without it. I have backups, multiple backups, because I cannot live without this primer. There's something about this that is so smoothing. It literally locks in the makeup, and it's incredible. It is my absolute favorite primer. Now, a lot of times I wear this on top of the Glow Recipe, or sometimes I do mix this with other products. And if I do, I mix it with the next item, which is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer with 4% niacinamide. Now, you guys know I love my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip, but there's also something about this e.l.f. one that I just feel really just kind of grips onto that makeup, and having that 4% niacinamide is fantastic for someone like me who does suffer from very large pores, because niacinamide is my best friend. And this really just mixes so well with my Milk makeup. They're like besties. They're soulmates. They just blend and melt into each other like there's no tomorrow. This really helps to lock in that matte base right here. Really helps to grip the makeup that goes right on top, and it's an amazing product. Last but not least in this category, we do have the One Size Secure the Sweat. This is the Dry Until Dawn primer. When I first tried this out, I absolutely hated it. It made my makeup peel like crazy. It looked absolutely disgusting. But then I tried it again and again and again, and I've really fallen in love with this. Now there's definitely like some wiggle room with this. You really have to play with it, figure out what works best for you. I find that if I apply this about 5 to 6 minutes before my foundation application, this doesn't peel, and it's amazing. It lasts you all day. Now this is one of those products that I don't use every single day. I use it on the days that I really need my makeup to not budge. I really cannot afford to get oily or anything like that. I will go in with this because a little of this does go a long way, and it really does just kind of melt into the skin and really helps to lock in that oil, keeping you oily proof as long as it can. Is it foolproof? No, nothing in the world is. I'm still going to get a little oily by the end of the day, but whether it separates my makeup, that's a whole different story. If it doesn't separate, then it's a fantastic primer and foundation in my opinion, and this is absolutely amazing. I've put this to the test. You guys see me do half one size, half milk makeup. You guys saw how hard it was for me to pick the winner between the two because it truly is just that fantastic, and I absolutely will be repurchasing this whenever I do run out of it. Moving on to foundation. So I have been trying out this foundation since January, and it has been my absolute favorite. So you guys should be no surprise to find out that my number one favorite foundation in the entire world is the Revlon Color Stay Long Wear Foundation. This is in the combination oily. I do have the shade 220. I'm not wearing it today. I tried on something a little different. You guys will see the demo, but this is my second bottle. You guys know how much I love Revlon. I have talked to you guys about this so much that I was surprised to see other influencers like Angelica try it, Heather Austin try it, Teresa's Dead try it, Lee Janae, like so many people tried it and they're like, oh my gosh, like Allie got me on this, and I'm just like, wait, I influenced other influencers? Like that was so cool. But it just speaks for itself. It truly just speaks for itself. It's a phenomenal foundation. I wear this almost every I keep pulling my hair. I wear this almost every single day. I truly cannot get enough of this. This is truly incredible. Revlon knows how much I love it. They sent me backups of it. Not in the right shade, but you know, hey, I did give them away because I couldn't wear them, but it was still a thought that counts. But for me, it's just truly that foundation. It really does hold up well, especially here in the Florida heat. And if I do get a little oily, it doesn't separate. My makeup definitely looks beautiful by the end of the day. All I have to do is re-blot it, put some more setting powder on, and it's back to being brand new because this foundation is just truly kick-ass. Now, another foundation that really kind of took me by surprise because it's so expensive, and I don't know. I guess I've been so into drugstore lately, I kind of forget that high-end could be just as good. It is the Lancome Tinted Idol Ultra Wear Foundation. Now, I do have to mix two different shades together, but this is beautiful. Like, this is such a beautiful foundation. I find myself reaching for this a lot more than I normally would have, and I love the way that it looks when you first apply it. Oh my god, it's beautiful, absolutely stunning. But what really took me by surprise was the longevity of it. It literally has a beautiful longevity. It doesn't last as long as Revlon does, but I could go about 8 to 10 hours wearing this before I really start to get a little oily. And for some reason, even when I do get oily, I look more dewy and more glowy than actually like grease ball oily. Like this does such a great job at really trying to make my face look ultra matte while super breathable, super natural. It's just a beautiful foundation, and while she's definitely expensive, I will 100% repurchase this because it really just kind of took me by surprise of how beautiful this foundation truly is, especially for someone like me with how hot it is, how humid. I keep going back for this. That speaks volumes. And last but not least, we do have the NARS Lightweight Reflecting Foundation. You guys know that I've loved this foundation. I've talked about this foundation, Tone Blue in the Face. This is my second one right here, and I don't always necessarily wear this one by itself. I do sometimes mix it with the NARS Soft Matte Foundation. It just kind of depends. More like during the winter, spring season when it's not too hot and humid, I can wear this one by itself. But right now, since it is the summer, fall season, I do have to mix in just a little bit of this like I did today because of the fact that it doesn't do the best at containing the oil, but there's something about it that just looks really beautiful in the skin. It just looks absolutely beautiful. I did an all-day wear test on this foundation. You guys saw that I definitely did get really oily, but it didn't separate. My foundation still looked beautiful by the end of the day. While I was super oily, it's well worth it. I would 100% repurchase this. On to concealers. So my favorite concealer right now, the one that I keep going back to time and time again, is the KVD Good Apple Concealer. There is just something about this that I just love. I love the application of it. I love the way that it looks underneath the eyes. It really does help to brighten and conceal without getting into any nook and crannies, and it's just a beautiful concealer. I think because there is some serum and some skincare properties into it, it's probably why I really do enjoy this, but it's just beautiful, and mine's almost empty, so I'm 100% going to repurchase this because it really is that good. Now, the second one that you guys have seen me talk so much about is the Fenty Beauty. This is the Bright Fix Eye Concealer. It's not really meant to be a concealer per se. It's definitely more of like a eye brightener, but I still use it as a concealer. The only negative thing I have to say is I just hate the application of it because it's like this big, like, look at that. Like, it sucks applying directly under the lid. I have to kind of put this on my hand and then put it on a brush and then put it under my under eye because I just don't like the way that it just the applicator is. But the coverage of this, the way that it looks, the way that it feels, it's very hydrating. Doesn't settle into any fine lines and nook and crannies. It's just a beautiful overall concealer. I've talked to you guys about this for years. Now, another concealer that kind of took me by surprise that I keep reaching for time and time and time again, it's the e.l.f. Hydrating Camel Concealer. I really like this. I never jumped on the train when e.l.f. came out with their camel concealers. I never really jumped on that train. But when I recently did a full face of e.l.f. makeup this past year, I got this and I was like, damn, she's nice. She's creamy, she's hydrating, she doesn't go into any fine lines. She's a beautiful concealer and I keep going back to this time and time and time again, which I think it really speaks volumes. So those are my top 3 there. I'm moving on to what my next step would be to set my under eyes. I technically only have one setting powder, so this is kind of like one of those weird categories because I only set my eyes with the Jaclyn Cosmetics Face It Brightening Powders. I use the top 2 shades right here, and as you guys can see, she's pretty much empty. Now, I don't use the bottom 2 shades, and the reason why I don't is because this pulls too yellow on me, and that's just a little bit too deep for my complexion. And sometimes it might be a little bit deeper than my foundation, depending on the season, but this pulls too yellow. These 2 are just perfect, absolutely perfect, and they're pretty much nothing left. I do have a backup. They are the shades Peach and Almond. They are fantastic. I use this every day to set my under eye, but sometimes if I don't reach for that, I do go in with the Dominique Cosmetics. This is the loose setting powder right here. Now, this is meant to set the face. I don't use it for that. I literally use it to set my under eye, or more specifically, I use this to blend out my eyeshadow. You guys know that I'm not the best at blending. I try, but I'm just not a pro, and that's okay. I use this to help to mask any imperfections, and it's just beautiful. And I've had so many of you guys tell me that you guys have tried the setting powder technique, that if your shadow doesn't look as blended, you go into setting powder and you guys say how beautiful it looks. You're welcome. The 2 extra setting powders that just have their own little category. Now, before we move on to actual setting powders, we'll go into what I usually go into next, would be cream bronzers. I've really fallen into love. I've really fallen in love with cream bronzers. There's just something about them that I just fallen in love with. I don't know why, but I have. So my number 1 favorite cream bronzer right now was a product that I talked so much shit about that I hated, but then I did my repurchase for trash and I fell in love with it. And it is the LYS Bronzing Stick. There is something about this that is just beautiful. Now, I have the shade called No Limits Harmony. And oh my God, is this not a beautiful shade? Okay. She is very well loved. I think the reason I love it is because it's so creamy. A little does go a long way, but you put this on your skin and it blends out beautifully with a brush. It blends out beautifully with a sponge. However you want to blend it out with, it is beautiful. It doesn't dry down quickly, so you actually do have time to blend it out, which I really do appreciate. But there's something the way that it just makes my face look nice and bronzed while looking just glowy at the same time. I don't know. This is like the most creamiest bronzer I think I have ever come across. I've really fallen in love with this, and it sucks because like this particular bronzing stick, like it's never in stock. Like it's consistently sold out because it's that good, and I'm just like, damn it, like why did I fall in love with a product that people can't keep in stock because it's just really that good. So whenever I do see this back in stock, we're stocking up. Next cream bronzer is one that I first tried out. This is the first cream bronzer I've ever tried, and it is the Rare Beauty bronzing stick right here. She is very well loved. I have the shade called Power Boost. I think it's like the first shade. She's so creamy. She's so buttery. She just blends very beautifully onto the skin. She's very easy to contour with if you wish to contour with it. And this is the reason why I ended up trying cream bronzers to begin with, was Rare Beauty. She made it very easy for someone like me who is pretty much a newbie at cream products. This brand made it so easy to work with, to blend out with, and it didn't dry down quickly, so you definitely had time to blend it out. And I think it's a phenomenal cream bronzer. Last cream bronzer is again one that I've only been trying out for the last couple months, but I'm seriously so in love with it. It is the Soul Body Base and Body Bronzer. I have the shade Light right here. This is from ColourPop. First off, the smell of this is just, my God, it's heaven. It's like coconuts, it smells like a coconut pineapple mango scent. It's very, very beachy. It's a very, very beachy scent. So one, I'm immediately attracted to it because I have a bit of bias to it because one, I live here in Florida. Two, whenever you work at Disney, this is kind of like the smell you smell from people wearing sunblock and everything. And it just kind of reminds me of Disney tourists. I don't know. I really love it. But I love taking this on a brush. This is the F55 from Bling Brushes. I love this brush for this. I tap it in here. I put on the face, I tap it in, and then I take my sponge and blend it out. This is such a beautiful shade. Like literally this shade just blends so effortlessly onto the skin. She just blends so nicely. Gives you just a beautiful, nice, bronzy glow without being too overpowering. You could definitely build this up or you can keep it nice and simple. It is such a beautiful bronzer with such a wonderful smell that I absolutely love it so much, and I keep using it nonstop. I think you guys have seen me use this a lot. I'm always tagging it in my description of my videos, which of course I'll tag right anywhere on my face down below for you guys as well. But this is a beautiful, beautiful cream bronzer. I would 100% repurchase this as soon as I run out. Speaking of cream products, you guys know that I am slowly getting into cream blushes that still can take me a while to fully fall in love with the way that others do, but we are slowly dipping our toes. So the first cream blush I want to talk about is actually the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Pillow Talk Matte Beauty Blush Wand. This is in the shade called Pink Pop. This is such a beautiful, beautiful cream blush. Like you just literally take it on this. I do 2 little dots and I blend it out, and it's so effortless. It's so easy to work with. It just dries down very, very beautifully. And then of course, if I want to put on a little bit extra, or I want to put on a powder blush on top of that, it just works so well together. They really, really complement each other. And I think this is such a beautiful component. And I know she's a little pricey. It's like $40 for the small little ounces that you get, but yes, I will repurchase this. It's amazing. The one we have is actually from Merit Beauty. This is the Cheeky Flush Balm right here. I recently tried this out not too long ago, and this particular shade, guys, it is just such a beautiful shade. It just blends out so freaking nicely to like this beautiful like peachy pink glow. You guys know I don't like anything too intense when it comes to my blushes, just because I like to have like a nice like peachy pink glow, and this is what it gives me. It's so easy. It works on top of like powdered face. It works on top of a cream base. It is a beautiful, beautiful component, and I love this formula, love this color, and I keep going back to it. Now the last cream blush is actually from Ofra Cosmetics. Now there's not just one, there is one, but I was like there's 2 because I kind of have to mix the 2 together. But it's the Ofra Cosmetics. It is their face midi palette. So we have the Cotton Candy Skies, and then we have the Sunset Dreams right here. I love mixing these 2 shades together because you have a mix of an orange blush, mix of a beautiful hot pink blush, and these kind of make like a beautiful like corally peach on my skin. It's absolutely gorgeous. Like it's like an apricot color whenever I mix the 2 together, and I'm so obsessed with it. I love mixing the 2 cream blushes and powder blushes together. They are so freaking beautiful. You guys know how much I love Ofra. You guys know how much I love these particular components right here. They are amazing, and they've really gotten me to step out of my comfort zone. I don't know how well you can tell because these are like, I don't know about lights and everything like that, but these are well loved. They are pretty dirty because I can't stop using them because they're really just, they're that good. Now after I go in with a cream base, I do go in with some setting powder. So my favorite setting powder of all time, you guys have heard me talk about this for years, so it should be no surprise to you guys. We have the Nakia Joy Cosmetics Velvet Finishing Powder right here. You guys know how much I love this. This is truly phenomenal. It does the best job at literally locking in your makeup, making your face look nice and blurred and smooth while containing the oil for up to 16 hours. It is that bitch. She's that good. God, this is my 4th or 5th one at this point. I go through them like crazy because I literally cannot live without them. And if I really want to make sure I'm nice and like freaking matte like there's no tomorrow, I will mix in with my second favorite setting powder, which is the Kimchi Puff Puff Pass Matte Setting Powder. Now I have to say this, if you have dry skin, this can still kind of work for you, but if you have dry skin, do not try this. It's that matte, and I've seen so many people with dry skin try this out and say that it kind of made their face look really dry. It kind of made their face look like kind of crusty and, you know, crackly, and it just didn't really look good on their face. Now there's some that can make it work, sometimes you can't. It's okay. This is really meant for someone who had really oily skin to really lock in that oil. So I necessarily would not recommend this if you have dry skin, but if you have dry skin, this isn't that bad, but it's definitely geared more towards oily skin, and these 2 together are just hallelujah, hallelujah. Now, my third favorite setting powder, which I actually don't have in front of me, but if you guys recently saw, I did a new makeup release video. I talked about the new Lunar Beauty setting powders. So this is the little component that I got to try it out with. Manny sent it to me sometime, I think like in February or March of 2022, and I really put the setting powder to the test. Now, I did buy a shade. I bought the shade Translucent Light. I don't know if I'm getting NPR, so I went ahead and bought it because, well, I want it because I really put this setting powder to the test. Not only have I been gatekeeping it on you guys, but I really have fallen in love with it because it really does blur the face. It makes your face look so smoothing, but it really does a great job at, containing the oil. I showed you guys in my new makeup releases how my face looked. I did multiple wear tests on it. I wore it by itself. I wore it on top of makeup products. I wore it on different skincare products. I tried it with so many different things to really put this setting powder to the test. And I freaking love it. I think Manny did a phenomenal job with that setting powder. It is talc free. Definitely is geared a little bit more towards oily skin, but if you do have combo to normal, if you do have normal dry skin, it's going to look really beautiful on you as well. But there are some great properties in it that make it great for oily skin as well. Beautiful setting powder. I cannot wait for that to come in. After setting powder, I would technically go in with like a powdered bronzer. So you guys know that I love powdered bronzers. I've talked about these two bronzers in particular all the time. So my first favorite bronzer in the powder bronzer category is no other than the Marc Jacobs Omega bronzer. This is in the shade 104 Tantastic. One, it smells amazing, but two, you guys can see mine is so well loved. There's something about this formula that is just beautiful. It's just so beautiful. It's just, I don't know, when you put it on, it like diffuses itself already onto the skin. Doesn't leave any harsh lines. It definitely helps to bronze it up, but in like a very soft, diffused way where it's just really beautiful. It looks almost airbrushed when you put it on. It's a phenomenal formula. I have two backups of this because Marc Jacobs like kind of shut down like their beauty section, but we recently saw on the new makeup releases that they're coming back. And I don't know if they're going to bring this back. And if they do, I don't know if they changed the formula. And if they did, that'd be so heartbreaking because this is such a phenomenal formula. This is my absolute favorite powder bronzer. And I don't know what I'm going to do the day I run out because it really is just that damn good. Next, we do have Lunar Beauty. This is the Outer Dimension palette right here. Now, I love this bronzer palette right here. Now, it's definitely a mix of bronzer and like under eye powders, but I only use the shade Bronze Sky and Tan Sky. I mix these two together to do like a beautiful, soft, bronzy look. It's a phenomenal bronzer. I have used it since, I want to say 2021 when this first came out. Beautiful. It just really just diffuses itself on the skin. Looks nice and airbrushed. It's just really pretty, really bronzy. I have no issues with any harshness of it. It just blends beautifully, very beautifully on top of any product you have. It's a beautiful bronzer, and I travel with this wherever I go because I love mixing this all the time if I don't use my Marc Jacobs. Last but not least, for the bronzer category, we do have the Milani bronzer right here. This is the Silky Matte in the shade Sunlight 01. This is their matte bronzer. And I don't know, there's just this, to me, it's very beautiful. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Marc Jacobs. The way that it just applies in the skin, it really kind of reminds me of the Marc Jacobs Omega bronzer. There's just something about it that's very soft, very beautiful. It's very, very lightweight. It blends beautifully on top of the skin, and it's just a gorgeous bronzer. And I, did my massive declutters, and every time I've done declutter, I have literally said I can't get rid of this because it's so good. It's so good. I love it. Moving on to powdered blushes. So you guys know that there is one blush in particular that I have talked about, and I'm kind of sad because this blush, it's very hard to see it back in stock. I don't know if they're discontinuing it, and if they are, it makes me very upset. But it is the Patrick Ta. This is the She's Passionate blush. This blush is my ultimate favorite blush. I mean, like literally ultimate favorite blush. I do backups of this because it's just that damn good. It's like a beautiful peachy coral moment on my face. I just love a very nice peachy moment. It's what I'm wearing on my face right now. It's just very beautiful. It blends very beautiful on top of any makeup that you're wearing. You can wear this on top of a cream product. You can wear this on top of a powder product. It is stunning. Beautiful color, beautiful formula. Patrick Ta really did knock it out of the park with this one. There's still blushes available like this, but not this color in particular. But oh my God, she's my favorite. And I don't know what I'm going to do the day that like I no longer have this. I'll be very upset. Up next, I talked a lot of shit about this, but I had to eat my own words. It is the Dior Forever Rosy. It's the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow Blush. This is stunning. Like, this blush is so freaking stunning. But holy shit, it's $40. It's $40. It's too expensive for what it is. Personally, it's too expensive for what it is. But every time I talk shit and go, why would I buy that? Why did I do that to myself? And then I put it on, I'm like, damn, that's why. It's so beautiful. Has a nice little glow to it. And the way the blush just blends onto the skin and just diffuses itself, it's not too harsh. It's not too in your face. It just melts into the skin. I'm like, this is why I bought it. Because it's that good. And I just, yeah, I'll repurchase this. I know myself. Last but not least, we do have the Blend Bunny Cosmetics. This is the Juicy Cheeks palette. I love, love, love this palette. I love to mix the shades Raw, Plump, and Watermelon, and Raw, Plump, and Mouthwatering, and sometimes Squeeze to make like a really pretty like blushy moment. It is such a gorgeous blush palette. It's super affordable, but not only can you guys use this as a blush, but you guys can also use it as like an eyeshadow or lip topper, or mix it with like lip oils to make a really beautiful lip color. It's a gorgeous, versatile palette. I fell in love with this when I tried this out a couple months ago, and I still keep going back to it time and time again, and that says a lot, especially because I do have some blush favorites. I still keep using this. Speaks volumes. Fantastic. Moving on to highlighter category. Sorry, that's Kaya. We do have 3 highlighters sitting in front of me. So the first one we have is the Jaclyn Cosmetics Ice Highlighter. You guys have seen me talk about this highlighter like there's no tomorrow. Now, do I have the individual shade? I do. But I just like to use this. Even though it's a couple years old, I still use this because I just love this palette. I do. I have it sitting right here on my desk. I go for this ice shade all the damn time. It just is such a beautiful like icy color. It's like an icy champagne. It just really mixes well with my skin. It blends in beautifully, and I just love the way that I feel whenever I wear this, and it's just my trusted go-to highlighter for years. It always has been, and I'm going to keep going back to it because it's just that beautiful. Next, which I was really surprised about because I wasn't sure how I feel about this, but I only saw everybody talk about this until I finally tried it myself, and I was like, okay, I can see the hype. And it is the it's the Dior Backstage. This is the Glow Face Palette. This is in the shade Universal. And oh my God, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. I love to mix these 3 shades together. In particular, I mix all 3. I put on the face, and it definitely has a more of a glitter glow than like a wet from within glow. It definitely just has a little bit more of a glitterness to it, but it's beautiful. It's very long lasting. Definitely more on the pricey side, but I can see why it is because it really is just that beautiful. I can use this as a highlighter. I can use this as an eyeshadow topper. I really, really love how I look whenever I wear this. I love the high shine, but with a little bit of glitter reflect to it. Stunning. Last but not least, which I rediscovered my love for this, and I'm so glad I did, we have the ColourPop Flexterian Super Shock Shadow. Super Shock Shadow. It's what I'm wearing on my skin right now. It just gives me like a beautiful high shine, but also kind of makes me look a little bit like dewy. Right? Like a little bit like a dewy. It's like almost like I'm like shining, like a little bit dewy. Like I'm sweating a little bit, but like a glow from within. It's really, really pretty. I love the way that my face looks whenever I wear this. I love the high shine. I love that I kind of look more dewy because like as much as I love looking matte, don't get me wrong, I love having like a dewy wet highlight because I feel like that just looks really, really pretty, especially since I do have a lot of matte skin. This really makes it look super pretty. I just love the way that it looks. It's beautiful, beautiful formula. You can wear this as an eyeshadow, as an inner corner or brow bone moment, but it's gorgeous as a highlighter, and I am obsessed. Been obsessed with it, and it is well worth it. Okay, so up next we have brows, which nothing really significant in my personal opinion. I don't really have that many brow products, so I'm just going to talk about the ones that I do. So first we do have the Benefit Pomade right here. I use this today. I use this all the time. This is the second one I'm going through. You could tell that she is very well loved. It's a beautiful pomade. It's great to kind of line out your brows and lightly fill them in. Beautiful, beautiful product. I'm also obsessed with the Winky Lux. This is the Unibrow, and mine's, I have to get a new one because mine's done for. She's done. But this is great just to quickly like sculpt out the brows and lightly fill them in if you're not trying to do for anything too intense. Like mine are kind of intense today, is what it is. But I freaking love this product, and the spoolie is like, has the best freaking brow spoolie ever. The way that this brushes the brows, phenomenal. Then I also love the Dominique Cosmetics. This is, I also love the Dominique Cosmetics Brow Pencil. So mine is a little broken. Mine definitely did break. I don't know why, but it's still really good because there's still like extra right here. Again, this does a great job of kind of carving out the brows and lightly filling them in. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful product, but I will say be careful because mine did break, and I keep having to put the broken part in here and like kind of shoving it down so I don't waste any product because, well, I don't want to waste it. But I really do enjoy this, and again, it has a nice little spoolie on that as well. And then for like brow gel, don't really have that many brow gel, but I did have this brow sculpting. Now, I don't really use this the way it's meant to. It's meant to be like making like a nice feathered brow. I don't use it for that. I just kind of use it to lightly like set the brows if I need to have like an extra stronger hold. Otherwise, I go in with the Wonder Beauty. This, I don't even know what this is called at this point because she is very, very well loved. This is the Wonder Beauty Clear Brow Gel, and she's pretty much empty. I'm going to have to throw her away, and I'll definitely have to pick up a new one. But it's a great brow product along with the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Gel. Beautiful. This does such a great job. It's just really kind of locking in where your brows are at, making sure they don't move, but don't make them hard either. They make them like nice and soft, but they don't budge, which I really, really, really do like. So those are kind of like my brow categories. Now for mascara, now I'm supposed to pick 3. But I can't pick 3 because I'm kind of anal about my mascara. But up first, we do have what I start off with. I start off with this every time. It's the Essence I Love Extreme Call Me Crazy Waterproof Mascara. Oh my God, this is amazing. Sometimes I just wear this by itself. It truly is amazing. Now, she's a little bit on the thicker side. You guys know that I like a tinier wand. But the way that these little tiny spiky little moments, just they really do lift the lashes and really helps to coat them with a waterproof mascara, which I did not know this recently until I watched a professional talk about this. Waterproof mascara putting down first really helps to hold the shape of your lash. I did not know that. So I have pretty long lashes, but they're also pretty heavy, so a lot of times they just kind of like not fall straight, but they just kind of like fall a little bit. But putting on waterproof really helps to keep them that shape. They'll hold that shape up with your mascara. So I always now go in with a waterproof mascara. And then I like to mix it up. So, of course, you guys know how much I love my HD Volumizing Mascara from Ofra. This is my absolute favorite as well. I always mix this with either the I Love Crazy Volume or other products. I always put this on. I love the way the wand is. I love the way it lifts and separates lashes. It's a beautiful, beautiful mascara. And I actually did just get a waterproof version of that. So that might be a game changer. But then I also love mixing it with my Benefit Roller Lash and my Benefit Bare Real Magnet Mascara. They are phenomenal. I love these two together. I have talked about the Benefit Roller Lash for years. Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It speaks volumes. You guys have got to try it out. And then the Magnet one, I don't know. This is just another beautiful mascara. Again, mine is pretty much dried out at this point because I've used them nonstop and I just absolutely love these mascaras. And I sometimes mix all 4 together, because I'm that crazy. Next for eyeliners, this will be very short because I only like 2 eyeliner brands. The one that I love is the Urban Decay 24-Hour Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Perversion. It's what I'm wearing on my eyes right now. This is the only black liner I will wear. I have gone through this one for years. I have like 5 or 6 backups of these because I absolutely love this black liner like crazy. It has such a great longevity. It does not budge at all. It is truly phenomenal, and it is my absolute favorite black waterproof like eyeliner. It's amazing. It truly is amazing. And then for like any other color, like any colorful eyeliners or like a white eyeliner, it's my ColourPop. It's my ColourPop Cream to the Gel liner. You guys know how much I love these cream liners. They are absolutely phenomenal. I go through this white one like crazy, but I have so many different other amazing colors. They're so affordable. They break really easily, but oh my God, are they the best freaking eyeliners. I've cried in these bad boys. They don't budge. I just love how they feel. They just glide on. They're so creamy and they're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I will 100% only wear those 2 for now on. I don't, those are only 2 eyeliners I will wear. No other eyeliners come close to the way I feel about these ones. So up next, we have palettes. Now, I didn't really know how to categorize my top 3 palettes because I love all my palettes for various reasons. So I'm just going to kind of do it from top 3 affordable, top 3 indie, and top 3 high end because I didn't know how else to do this because it's unfair to pick just 3. So for my top 3 affordable, up first we do have the NYX. This is the Ultimate Paradise Shock Palette. This is beautiful. I was truly stunned by the formula that NYX had. It took me like by storm. It took me by surprise. I just did not expect the pigmentation, the shimmers to feel the way they did, the mattes to feel the way they did, how easy this was to work with, how easy this was to blend, and how beautiful it truly was. Like, this is a beautiful fall palette, and not only does it fall, but it's like a neutral palette, and I just find myself gravitated to this. I keep wanting to use this nonstop. It's a beautiful, beautiful palette. I love the formula on this, and it really made me want to try more products from NYX because I was like, damn, like if their formula is this great, like what other things am I missing out on? Beautiful palette. Next for drugstore, I know some people wouldn't really consider this drugstore, but I do because you guys can now find this at Target and Ulta. But it is ColourPop. So you guys know that my favorite ColourPop palette is the Little Ray of Sunshine palette. And I'm so sad because I recently discovered that I don't think they make this anymore. And this has been my favorite ColourPop palette for the longest time, especially with fall right around the corner. This is gorgeous. I hit pan on this shade right here, and I love it so much. I love the formula. ColourPop has amazing formula. You guys know that I love their formula. I've talked about it for years, and just, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. And then lastly, for drugstore, we have another ColourPop palette, and it's actually the Going Coconuts palette. Now, I hope they still have this. I don't know if they do, but this Going Coconuts palette, well, she's well loved. She's a very, very well loved palette. This is still a beautiful neutral palette. I still go back to this time and time again for like a beautiful neutral look. If I'm kind of going like little date nights with my husband, I go back to this palette because one, I love when ColourPop has match with shimmer in it. There's something about it that is just chef's kiss to me. But their shimmers, oh my god, so freaking good. And this one, that's pan. That's pan. But like it just blends so well together. I mix these three together all the time for just a beautiful everyday neutral eye look. Like, is she not beautiful? She is so beautiful. I love this palette, and I feel like I definitely would get myself another one if they do still have them. I definitely want to because it's just a beautiful, beautiful palette. She's old. She is old. She's from when I first came back to YouTube, from when I was still living my one-bedroom apartment. That's how old this palette is, but my god, I'm never going to part from her. Now we have my top 3 high-end palettes. So this one right here, it might get people being like, that's not really high-end, but like it kind of is, right? Like it's a little expensive. It's like, I think $48-50 for this palette, so it's kind of high-end, but it's the Lunar Beauty Nude Prism palette. I love this palette. There's something about this palette that I keep going back to so much. I love the neutralness of it. There are times when I really do love having a good neutral moment, and I love taking the shade called Milk Tea and just putting the shade either Laura or Sam right on top. That's literally all I do. All I do. Then I take this shade right here. This is the shade called Deeper, and I just do my waterline with it and mix it with lashes. Beautiful, beautiful everyday look. You can literally wear this, run out the door. It is just that beautiful. It's a beautiful moment. The shimmers in here are amazing. The mattes are amazing. I think Manny did such an incredible job with this palette. Yeah, I love it. I know people get surprised about, but I can't help it. But next we have the Makeup by Mario. This is the Ethereal palette. Again, this is a beautiful neutral palette. I love doing like neutral looks on date nights with my husband. So I'll go out right now with my husband. I think I look really pretty. But there's something about like a neutral moment that I really do love. And these shimmers in here are amazing. Like not only are they beautiful to do like an everyday neutral eye look with this palette, but you can also mix it with so many other palettes out there as well. It just complements each other beautifully. Makeup by Mario made this palette really easy to work with, especially for someone like me who doesn't really use a lot of neutrals. But especially for me, from someone who's not the biggest fan of neutrals, I find myself just like, she's so pretty, and like the shimmers in here are just phenomenal. Beautiful, beautiful palette. So this will be definitely ranked in my top 3. And lastly, for high end, and I cannot help myself, it has to be in here, we have the Natasha Denona Yucca palette. Now, I did call this the Yucky palette because it did have a really horrible smell. The smell is still somewhat there, but it's not nearly as strong as it once was. Now, if you guys did not know, I did a review on this and I talked about how nasty this palette smelled. I actually did reach out to the company, and originally the company told me no. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know if they found out that I do YouTube or not, but then they offered me to do an exchange or a full refund. And I said no because I found out from so many of you guys who had similar issues like I did with this palette that they were not offering you that at all. Like you couldn't get anything. So I felt it was unfair for me to go get an exchange or return if you guys couldn't. Like we're in this together. So I didn't. So I still have my little stinky palette. I can still smell that weird chemical smell. It's not as strong, but she's still there. But we're in this together. But I will say, regardless of the smell, it's a freaking beautiful palette. My God, is it beautiful. The mattes are just everything. And the shimmers in here, like this shimmer right here called Plantasia, like, oh my God, they're so bright and vibrant. And you guys know that I have such a soft spot for a palette like this. This is like definitely my type of color scheme. You guys know I love a good green gold moment palette. They're just so beautiful, and yeah, she's ranked very high on my list of favorite palettes because it's still, regardless of the stinkiness, it's a beautiful palette, beautiful formula, and I keep going back to this because I just love it so much. Okay, so next we're gonna move on to indie brands. I have my top 3 indie brands right here. So obviously you guys know that I love Glamlight with all my heart, but I can never just pick one Glamlight. I truly can't. So we're going to avoid Glamlight in today's category because that's its own entity. But my top 3 palettes, the first one we have would be the Ace Beauté. This is the Tropical Vibes palette. I just need you guys to see how gorgeous this palette is. I mean, like, it's beautiful. It is truly beautiful. I keep going back to this palette if I want like a really beautiful green moment. I love the shimmers in here. I love the mattes in here. They complement each other so beautifully. And I just can't get enough of how gorgeous this palette is. It's like everything I want in terms of like a Tropical Vibes palette. I love the green shades, and the formula really took me by surprise. That's my first Ace Beauté palette. I know they definitely did reformulate, but this is the first one I've ever played with, and oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Definitely well worth it. Next, we have Colored Rain. This is the Queen Bee palette. This was my absolute favorite fall palette last year. I'm still truly obsessed with it. 1, it has a little bee on it. I love the way it moves. So freaking beautiful. But 2, it's a beautiful fall palette. And you guys know, I obviously have a soft spot for fall. I'm a little biased when it comes to fall. I can't help it. And it's just a gorgeous palette. And it's only $16. The formula was fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful palette. And the last but not least for palettes, we do have the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Blends palette. I love Blend Bunny Cosmetics with all my heart. You guys know that. But this is still the OG palette for me. I still go to this palette so much when I want a beautiful, colorful look. It's just gorgeous. Yes, there's no shimmers in here, but it just doesn't need it. It does not need it. Maggie made this palette so that it was so versatile, so easy to work with, and so blendable. For someone like me who definitely, like I said, is not the best at blending, this made it so incredibly easy. Like, so easy. I swear it just went on and poof, blended itself. Beautiful palette. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. This video is like so long. I'm so sorry. Okay, so and last but not least, we're moving on to the lip category. So up first, I do have 6 lip liners in front of me. 3 neutral, 3 red, because you guys know that I either rock a neutral lip or I rock a red lip. Those are the 2 ones that I rock. So I have to have them their own separate categories. So for neutral lip, you guys know that my favorite lip liner of all time is the Jaclyn Cosmetics Bourbon Lip Liner. This is just truly incredible. It's a beautiful, beautiful lip liner. I have multiple backups of this, and you know, I saw her video where she talked about her, you know, her brands are closing down. Respect and support her decision, whatever makes her happy. I do hope her cosmetic brand doesn't close down, because if it does, oh, I'm buying like 50 of these, because this is my absolute favorite lip liner, and I don't know what I would do if they ever got rid of this, because it's just so damn good. And I'm just like, please, please don't. Please don't disappear on us. At least for the lip liner's sake. Next, we do have Lunar Beauty. This is in the shade Cocoa. I absolutely love this shade. Now, this definitely is more of the deeper brown shade, but I love this lip liner. Again, it's so creamy, it's so buttery. It reminds me so much of the Jaclyn Cosmetics formula. It definitely is cheaper than Jaclyn Cosmetics, by the way, but it's just a beautiful lip liner formula. I love mixing this with the lipstick that Lunar Beauty came out with. I am just obsessed with that combo. Last but not least, we do have the ColourPop. This is the BFF liner. Now, I absolutely loved ColourPop's formula. It is just so good. It's literally right here. And I was just so surprised at how amazing the BFF liner was. I know I heard so many people talk about ColourPop lip liners over the years, and then I finally started trying them, and I'm just like, where have I been? Why have I been missing out on this? Like, this is so damn good. So good. So those are my top 3 lip liners. Now, for red lip liners, we have the Natasha Denona. This is I Need a Rouge lip liner in the shade Amelia. And oh my gosh, y'all, this is such a beautiful red lip liner. It's like a beautiful blood red. It's so creamy. You can wear this by itself if you really want to, or you pair it with a beautiful red lip. I absolutely am obsessed with this lip liner. I think this was a limited edition, so once it's gone, it's gone. It's still available on Ulta's website, but I love the longevity of it. I love the color of it. Next, we do have Blend Bunny Cosmetics. This is their rendition of like a red lip liner. This definitely pulls more purple, but I still like to use it during like the holiday season, because it's just so creamy and buttery. The way it just glides on the lip. I just love the formula of this. I think it's very long lasting. Again, you can wear it by itself or mix it with another topper, mix it with like a lip product. It's gorgeous. And then last but not least, we have ColourPop. Now, this isn't a collab with Snitchery, but this red, oh my gosh, it's like a beautiful like blood red. And you can see she's well loved. I love this formula. Again, it's just so creamy and buttery. The way it just glides on the lip. It's so long lasting. And again, I could wear this by itself, but I just love the way that this looks. And I love the way this feels. And I can't go without these. So I would 100% buy more of these because they're just that good. Then for lip products, you guys know that I don't really necessarily wear a lot of lipsticks. So we're going to kind of mix lipsticks and liquid lips together because they're kind of 2 in the 1 for me. So up first, we do have Almay. This is the shade Go Wild. Now, I have not heard anything from this company in a very long time. I hope they're still around. But I don't know. It's getting harder to find this. This particular shade is getting hard to find. I can still find it at Walmart and CVS. I can't find it at Target anymore. But this is the shade called Go Wild. This is my second one. I already have a backup. And you guys know that I love mixing this with the Jaclyn Cosmetics Bourbon Lip Liner. I put this right on top, followed by the Maybelline Lip Gloss. And it's just a beautiful neutral lip. I am truly obsessed with how gorgeous this is, how creamy this is, and how long lasting this is. It's gorgeous. Next, we have the Lunar Beauty. This is in the shade Milk Tea. Now, I like to mix this with the shade called Cocoa. First off, the packaging is beautiful. But again, I mix this with the shade Cocoa, and it just truly gives you that beautiful, perfect neutral lip. Beautiful, beautiful lip. And I love putting my glosses right on top, and I just love the color combination, and I love the formula. I love how it feels. It's very, very comfy, and it's very long lasting, and it's super affordable, and the component is super cute. And then last but not least for this category, we do have, again, Lunar Beauty, but this is their liquid lips. So I take the shade Perfection and Zaya and actually mix the 2 together. I can't do one without the other, and this creates my beautiful lip combo. You guys know that I have been wearing this lip combo now for years. You guys have seen me talk about this lip combo nonstop, so this should not be a surprise to you that I mix these 2 shades together to get my perfect ideal lip color. And then I also take, oh my god, look, oh my gosh, look at that. I just realized that the Almay Go Wild looks identical to Perfection, and the Milk Tea almost looks identical to Zaya. No wonder why I love those shades so much. They look identical because I have been using this combo for years now. It's my favorite go-to. It's one of my favorite go-to combos. I have like 3 favorite combos. This is one of my favorites. I love taking these 2 together and then mixing the shade Celine. And of course, Jaclyn Cosmetics Bourbon Lip Liner. And then take these 2 shades, mix them together with the lip gloss Celine from Lunar Beauty. Perfection. And we literally have that right there. How funny is that? What are the odds? Next, we have the red lip category, and these are all like liquid lips. So up first, we have the NARS. This is the Power Pigment and Star Woman. I love this red pigment so much. It is so freaking good. It's like that perfect like blood red. It has a beautiful red. It has a beautiful blue purple undertone. It really does make your teeth look extra white. You guys always compliment me whenever I wear this. It definitely does dry down, so it doesn't get everywhere the way that other ones do. Like, it definitely dries down to this beautiful red, so you could like drink your drink, you can have food. It does spread a little bit and does transfer a little bit, but it doesn't like get messy, and it's what I really do appreciate this. So here's the NARS Star Woman shade right there. Beautiful. Next we have another one of my favorites, which is the Lunar Beauty Aphrodite liquid lip. You guys know that I am one of the reasons why this shade came back, because I literally harassed Manny for years about this damn shade, and he finally brought it back, and it's a try and true. I've worn this for years. I've worn it to my wedding. I'm so obsessed with this shade. I just love the way that I look whenever I wear it. It doesn't fully dry down. It's a demi-matte, so it does transfer. Just a heads up, it does transfer. If you eat food, you drink anything, or you kiss anybody, or if you wipe your lips, it does transfer. So that's the only negative I have to say, because it is a demi-matte, but it also has a beautiful shine to it. So you don't like need a gloss or anything. It's just beautiful. And the last but not least, we do have the Fenty Beauty. This is the MVP right here. This is like a new like satin lip formula. Now this is really pretty. I love the way this looks whenever it's on the lip. It definitely does dry down. It's a little weird though, because like you can like rub your lips together and like you can feel it kind of peeling up, but she don't budge. Like, she don't budge. You can feel it peeling. You can feel it sitting on your lips. It's a little dry, but she's not going anywhere. She's going to be on your lips the entire day. And it's a beautiful color. It's a beautiful color. Look at that. Look at that. It's already dried down. That's why it's so good. Okay, next we do have the lip gloss category. So up first, we do have the Maybelline lip gloss. This is in the shade Crystal. This is my absolute favorite lip gloss. I love putting this on top of my lips. It's just a beautiful shade. It smells amazing, and it's literally the perfect dupe to the Fenty Beauty gloss, like the Gloss Bomb. Perfect dupe. And this is in the shade Crystal. This is what I wear on top of my Almay lipstick and my Jaclyn Cosmetics Bourbon lip liner. It's my absolute favorite. It smells amazing, and it lasts all day. Then we do have CoverGirl. These are the So Yummy glosses. I have 5 of these now. They're literally scattered throughout the house. I have 2 in my purse, 1 on my nightstand. I have 2 in here. I have one on my desk, so I think I have more than that. I've literally been buying almost every single color. I love, love, love these shades. They, one, smell incredible. They smell very, very beachy, very pineapple mangly scent, and they just look absolutely beautiful on top of any lip that you put on. But I also just love wearing them by themselves. I wear them by themselves all the time. And I also, like, whenever I go live on YouTube, you guys see me with the glossy lip, it's this. It's literally this. Smells incredible, but they pair very beautifully with just a lip liner. There's so many times I just throw on the Jaclyn Cosmetics Bourbon Lip Liner, throw on this gloss, good to go. And last but not least, for the lip gloss category, we do have Celine. This is the Lunar Beauty gloss shade right here. I have talked about this particular lip gloss shade for years, so I should not be surprised that it's definitely ranked in my top 3. I love Lunar Beauty lip glosses. They smell incredible. They last you for a very long time. They're super high shine, non-sticky, and very comfortable. And I love it. So next we do have lip oils. So of course I have to talk about the Lunar Beauty lip oil right here. Again, these smell incredible. They definitely feel a little bit thicker than a lip gloss. They definitely do not last as long as a lip gloss, but they are super comfortable, super high shine. Pairing these with just a lip liner, amazing. A lot of times I just wear these just around, just to have them around. I have one on my nightstand, and I love lip oils. They're so good. The second one we have is the Blend Bunny Cosmetics. I have all the shades. This is just one I pulled out. I love how affordable these are. I love how hydrating. Like this particular like lip gloss line is so freaking hydrating. It's so comfortable. It has such a high shine. It's non-sticky. It smells incredible. Like I love the way that Blend Bunny made her lip oil smell. They just smell so good. And then last but not least, for the lip oil category, we do have the NYX. This is the Fat Lip Oil right here. This is just incredible. It's very affordable, very great for a drugstore. I love how high shine this is. I love how comfortable this is. It just reminds me so much of lip gloss, and it reminds me actually of the Maybelline Crystal Gloss, and I love it. Oh, y'all, last but not least, we do have setting spray categories. So my absolute favorite setting spray, which I'm actually kind of upset right now because it's going viral all over the internet for multiple reasons. But the first one we have is the One Size On Till Dawn Mattify Waterproof Setting Spray. I have been trying this out now for quite some time, guys, and you guys know how much I love this. I think ever since I went to Texas last year, I fell in love with this damn setting spray. And one, it went viral because apparently there was like a defect one where it's like spraying white over people's faces. Patrick Starr handled it beautifully. Now it's going viral because apparently it's been found out that this is used to set Beyonce's makeup on her Renaissance tour. So this is selling out like crazy because everybody wants to have the setting spray that Beyonce used in her tour. And I'm just like, no, this is my holy grail for oily skin. Now this right here, it sprays on like hairspray. It smells and feels like hairspray. When I spray this on, my nostrils immediately burn. Sometimes my eyes burn because it's just like putting hairspray on. It's literally hairspray in a can. But my God, is it great for oily skin. If you have oily skin, this will be your absolute best friend. I can't go anywhere without it. It's my holy grail, and as soon as I see more in stock, I'm stocking up because all these people out there are selling it out. I'm just like, no, us oily people need it. Next, we do have the Milk of Makeup. This is the Pore Eclipsing Mattifying Setting Spray. Again, another phenomenal setting spray. Although mine's starting to get a little bit like broken because whenever I spray mine now, it's coming out in like this strong straight line and it's not missing the way that it once did. So I don't know what's going on there. I might have to like really try to clean this because once it was a really beautiful mister. Now it's coming out this powerful freaking jet stream on the face. I'm like, can we just go back to being a nice mister? But it has a great longevity to this. I did compare these two together and it was so hard to tell you guys which one was my favorite. I love mixing them together all the time, and it's just, need to fix the mister, but it's beautiful. And then last but not least, I have talked about this for a while now. We have the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I've never bought the full size. I only ever buy the travel size. And oh my God, it's so good. One, it smells incredible. It makes your makeup last all day, and it keeps your makeup looking beautiful. It's just a beautiful setting spray. I have mixed with so many different setting sprays in the past before I discovered these ones, and I love them. I love this one in particular. This is probably like my 4th bottle that I've gone through now of these mini ones, and they're so well worth it. Oh, y'all, I realized that I talked so much. I didn't think that this video was going to be as long as it was. I did say grab a snack and a drink, and I'm glad I did. I need one myself. But I really just wanted to sit back and relax and tell you guys what my top 3 favorite were in every single category. And I didn't realize I was going to talk as much as I did. So I do apologize. But hopefully you guys made it to the end of the video. If you did, leave me a orange heart in the comment section if you guys made it to the end of this video. But yeah, that is it for today's video, guys. Let me know down below if any of the products I mentioned made it to your top 3 favorite from each category. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, that is it for today's video, guys. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, because I do post 4 to 5 videos every single week. Make sure you guys head over to my other channel. It's R for the Life. You guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband, Corey. And as always, the biggest thank you goes these beautiful, wonderful, amazing Patreon members you guys are here. I zoned out for a second. Thank you guys so much for everything you guys have ever done. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribe, you guys did not subscribe, either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you, and I'll see you guys in my very next video. Bye! My top 3, because grab a drink because it's gonna be and while they're my favorite product, because I thought it'd be kind of cool to talk to you guys about my favorite products, because I do love a lot of drugstore. There's literally nothing. So yes, those are the 2 products that I use that are not really setting, that are like meant for different things. And this is the full face body and bronze. This is the So Body. It's a phenomenal setting powder. It's last but not least for the bronzer category. There's still like mono. These 2 together are. Excuse me. These 2, bless you, thank you. These 2 together, drink food, if you eat food,